I'm Jen of All Trades, and today we are going to have me do something really weird. I'm going to give you a very honest review of my own novel. This is a book that I wrote with my dad, so it's a co-author situation. And I'm going to tell you about the book, and I'm going to be very excited to tell you about the book, and then I'm going to give you my actual honest opinion and review of this book. So yeah, that should be fun, because honestly, no author is perfectly satisfied with their own work, and I feel like one of the greatest things that I can do for you guys, especially if some of you guys are authors, is be as real with you as possible. That's what I'll do in all of my videos, just be as real with you as possible. And even when I go sell this book at like book fairs or conventions, I'm very honest with people about this particular book, and you'll understand why. So first, let me tell you about it. This is Standardized People by John Vermees, he was my dad, and Jen Vermees, that would be me. And we wrote this book, Lord, when did we write this book? August 2013. So we wrote this book a very, very long time ago. I think that was like 7 years ago at this point. This book is, I think, one of the greatest concepts for a book. My dad and I, he was a teacher, I'm a teacher, and we are both so passionate about the idea that standardized testing is not conducive to learning. And he and I came up with this whole like really cool what if conspiracy theory thing about what if standardized testing is a means of control? What if it's creating a society full of mindless drones that only know how to make choices and not know how to think for themselves and create their own original thoughts? Whoa. And so we went, oh, that'd be a really good book. We should write that. And my dad and I are both very similar people where if we get an idea, we kind of just like obsess over it until it actually becomes a thing. And here is the thing. It became. I'll never forget the day that he was like, it's in print. Look, it's in print. It's real. And I was like, I mean, it was real on the computer too, but sure, yay, it's real. And then you hold it and it's like, oh, I wrote this, kind of. I wrote half of this. So this is that book. It's basically about a school teacher who one day in class, a student goes and is taking a standardized test, and they raise their hand and say, Mr. Trotter, none of these answers are correct. None of these answer options are the correct answer for this question. What do I do? And the teacher goes, I don't know. I guess you just have to pick the least incorrect answer, and that'll be the right one. And then it like sparked something in his brain, and he's like, what are we doing? And then he unravels this whole mystery conspiracy theory that started like back in the early 1900s, and this is like leading to today, which I guess today was 7 years ago, but you know what I mean. It is a riveting story that I think everyone would love to read. That is half of the honest review. There's some crazy characters in here. One of them, I guess I was watching a lot of NCIS at the time. One of these characters is very Abby-like from NCIS, but she has a lot of my personality, so I would say she's like the me of this book, and Alex Trotter is more of my dad's personality, and there's other characters in there. One's kind of modeled after my mom, one isn't just modeled after my professor from college. We like literally gave him the same name. It's like, this is my professor from college living on in this book. So yeah, it's super fun and really, really just a great read. But the honesty part comes here. This is what I always tell people at the table when they're about to buy this book. One thing you should know, English was not my dad's first language. So some parts of this book are a little linguistically challenging to get through. Some chapters are very obviously written by one person, and some chapters are very obviously written by another person. We did not do this very smoothly. Like, I wrote this chapter, sent it to Dad. Dad went, oh great, plug in. And that was it. So this was a first novel for us to put together, and as anyone who's an author, you go back and you read your first novel like, oh man, I wrote this garbage, ugh, so I think the story's great, and I don't think it's garbage, but I definitely think if we were to do it again, it could be a lot better put together. But again, his first language was Hungarian, and that does not compute well with English grammar. So there's a lot of moments where you're just like, was this translated? And I mean, it practically was translated. And then my chapters, I was in grad school at the time. They're a little wordy. I was actually in grad school writing all of these like dissertation level papers, and so I think I got a little too descriptive in my chapters. So you get this one side that's very like short sentence dialogue and like barely any punctuation. And then you get this other chapter that's like written like a grad student defending her thesis, and you're just like why? So yeah, that is a huge part of my honest review for this book. I also want to talk about why there's two of them. So this is actually a really, really funny story. This is the first edition of this book. My dad designed the cover. Now here is that cover. It's a standardized people. And yeah, pretty cool, I think. He made the text orange because orange is my favorite color. And I didn't have any way to tell him that that is not a good color for a title of a book when the entire other color scheme is black, white, and blue. But it's okay, I appreciated the sentiment. It's even orange like on the binding and on the back, guys. Like, he was really sweet. I love it. But also the font choice. I just can't get over the 3 completely separate fonts. Like, I love obviously me and my dad were like best friends, absolute best friends. But dad, font, no, absolutely not. And then, so this cover, I was gonna keep it the same. After my dad passed away, I kind of like took over complete ownership of this book and went, okay, I went on Amazon to try to like fix everything and make sure that everything was in working order. And something weird happened. I actually don't have the rights to my own book. Thank you, Amazon. Because he signed up for Amazon, I forget what it was called, the thing where you got to make your own book. Right now it's the Kindle thing, but I forget what it was called, Publisher or something. Write it down in the comments below so I can go, right, it was that. So I actually don't have the rights to a lot of aspects of this book. I have rights to that part. Apparently I don't have rights to price the book or the cover. So what I had to do was redesign the cover myself. So this is the new cover. Much better, right? I mean, no offense, Dad, but like seriously, much better. And then the back is a little bit more simple, just text. I kept the orange, just, you know, for Dad. I kept that just to let him know I appreciated it. And it says this novel is fiction, true or false. Let me see if I can get that a little bit closer so you guys can see that. Hopefully that's in focus, but yeah, I really love that. He put that on there to give it like a standardized test feel. So this is the new cover. I absolutely love it. It took me like an entire day and a half to design it, and thankfully Amazon accepted it. So I now have the rights to this version of the book, but I still can't change the price of the Kindle version. So unfortunately, the Kindle version of this book is kind of expensive. There's another part of this honest review. The Kindle version of this book is a little more expensive than I would have decided to charge for it. But I can't change it, and they won't give me the rights to it because of the way the Amazon account was set up, and because you don't think about the little tiny things when you write, you know, your will and stuff like that. He didn't think to write specifically, oh, by the way, Amazon, make sure that my daughter has rights to this, this, and this. Especially when it's not like, when you don't know you're gonna die, that kind of thing. Sorry, I didn't mean to turn this morbid, but you should have heard me on the phone with Amazon. I was like, hi, so I need the rights to this book because my father passed away and I really need to be, I mean, my name's on the book. I'm an author. This is my book. And they're like, well, I'm sorry, I really need to speak to the account holder. And I was like, I'm sorry, I just told you the account holder, unfortunately, very sadly, passed away, and I really need the rights to my book now, so if you can help me out. They're like, I'm really sorry, but we can't do anything unless we speak to the account holder. And I was like, do y'all have a Ouija board? Because that's like the only way that's gonna happen. And she got really like offended by that, and I was like, you just asked to speak to my dad. Like, come on, I should be offended. But honestly, I was laughing at the audacity. So I'm still working on it. So right now the Kindle version is not a great price, but this is available on Amazon. If this honest review has made you want to purchase it for some reason, then awesome. The link's down below, please purchase it. All the money from this book actually goes to my mom, who is now kind of taking care of everything on her own. I don't see any profits from this book. I give it all to my mom because it was really more my dad's book than mine. So if you guys are up for the challenge of reading through this book, then that's amazing. Thank you so much. It's not the story that's a challenge. The story will have you captivated. It is just moment to moment. You don't know what's going to happen. You're on the edge of your seat reading this book, but you're also kind of taking a break to go like, what did I just read? Hold on, I need Urban Dictionary, and trying to figure out some of this English. So, I mean, it's not as bad as I'm saying it is, I'm sure, but I just go through and going, oh no, why did I do that? Why did I do that? But it's, all in all, I absolutely love that I got to make this with my dad. I mean, most people do get to spend a lot of quality time with their parents before they're gone, and what I got to do was spend a lot of quality time with my dad, but also have this like wonderful lasting legacy as something that he and I did together. It's better than a photo album, in my opinion. It is something that he and I took our brains and put together and created, and I just think it's so cool. So my honest review of this book is that the story in the book is like 10 out of 10. The composition of this book, I would give it like a 5 out of 10. The new cover of this book, I'm gonna give this like a 9 out of 10 because look, I really like it. Look how cool that is. That took forever, okay? The old cover, I'm gonna give like a 3 out of 10. I love you, Dad, but no, this cover, So, if you guys end up picking this up, please let me know in the comments what you think. I left you no surprises here. It is what I said it is. So let me know what you think, and thank you guys so much for watching this video and coming to talk to me about my dad's books with me. I think that's really, really cool. So I have a couple other books I will be doing honest reviews of later on. I do have other videos, and I'll be putting out regular content, so make sure you hit that subscribe button. And yeah, thank you guys so much for hanging out with me today.